Hi, I'm Dana, and it's absolutely boiling, so I need my window open. I'm sorry. You're gonna hear the people on my street and the things that are happening, and I can't do anything about it. It's either that or having my fan on, and that's the worst noise. So today's video is almost a little bit of a follow-up to my last one, which I will link here. I keep forgetting to actually link them when I say that I will, to be fair. And I will first say thank you, like a massive thank you to everyone that's commented on that. It's gotten a lot more comments on my usual videos, and a lot of them are like very supportive and saying that you relate, and that makes me feel a lot better. And it's been really lovely to get to read through the comments. But there's been one similar one that's popped up a few times, and I want to preface by saying that, like, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm not upset. I'm very aware that it's something that's the best of intentions. And it's also often the thing of like creating content online. It's the first comment's fine, and the second comment's fine, and the third comment is like, and then you keep getting like very similar comments, and it's the influx of them, it's the amount of them more so than the specific comment. But the comment I want to talk about is, well, lots of people feel that way. Neurotypicals feel that way too. They're just better at hiding it. Neurotypicals are just LARPing. Neurotypicals don't have a grip of anything any better than we do. And like I said, I know it's with the best of intentions to make me feel better, and I'm sure for a lot of people you're using it to make yourself feel better as well. But I just don't think it's true. I think you're wrong. Like, I'm sorry. And it doesn't make me feel better. My first point's gonna start there, because I feel very fucking invalidated by it. Like, again, I know it's said with the best of intentions. I'm not mad at any specific commenter, but receiving it over and over, it starts to feel really fucking invalidating, because it's like, okay, so if everybody in the world feels this way, if everyone, regardless of neurotype, everybody feels the way that I'm saying I feel, why can't I do the things that they're doing? Why can I not keep a grip of life in the way that they are? I don't even manage to feed myself every day at the minute. Like, sometimes I'm not even having my one meal a day. If everyone feels the way that I do, how come they're eating 3 meals a day? How come they can cook for themselves? How come they can go out and get groceries? How come they can sort it all out? You know? Like, if they were feeling the same way that I do, if they were experiencing the same things that I do, if they were just pretending and masking it all, how the fuck are they doing that? Because I've never been able to, and I can't right now. So if we're all feeling that, why am I just the shittest at it? You know? Like, I personally went and sought out information about autism and researched it and spent a very long time doing so, and then spent a very long time on a wait list continuing to research and feeling like I couldn't say anything to anybody, and eventually getting the autism diagnosis, because I'm not like other people. I'm not like them. And I'm not saying it in like a, I'm so special, I'm so unique. I'm saying it in like, I can't exist in the world in the way that other people do. I cannot keep up with other people. Like, I'm just blatantly not fucking like them, and felt like I don't belong anywhere and didn't feel welcomed anywhere, and felt like everything I did and everything I do falls to shit, because I quite simply cannot keep up with things in the way that other people seem able to. And I'm aware that there's like a very large community of us that are like me, you know? But I've had to spend years posting videos and putting a lot of effort into finding the people that relate to me and are like me, because we're not the majority, you know? We're not the general public. We are not the people that are like out and about every day that I see, you know? And with that being said, I feel like my next point does have to be, I'm aware that we're all still people, you know? Like, regardless of neurotype, regardless of whether we're neurotypical or autistic or ADHD or whatever else that people have going on, because every single one of us has different things going on, whatever that thing is, whatever those multiple things is, whatever the multitude is, we're all still human beings, we're all still human people getting through life. There are going to be shared experiences, there are going to be shared feelings, and especially as an autistic person, I feel like when talking about being an autistic person, the person is so often sort of left off and forgotten, and people seem to think that I am approaching it as though nobody else has ever experienced these things, and autistic people are so special and different, when the reality is like, no, we're still people. Like, people will, like, neurotypical, whatever else people have going on, will still be able to somewhat relate to autistic people, because we are still people existing within the same society, you know? We may have to choose to exist differently, we may have to accommodate to ourselves in different ways, we may struggle with different things, but we're still people living in the world. So yeah, lots of neurotypical people are going to relate to us. We're going to have things in common with neurotypical people. if neurotypical people felt and experienced the same things as I do, they'd be autistic. Like, that's the difference. As I always try to push across in videos, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, I'm just someone who has like watched and read a lot of stuff about autism and is autistic. I don't actually know shit. You don't actually have to listen to anything that I say. It's all just my thoughts and my opinions and what I reckon. And what I reckon is that we're all people, you know, in the same way that neurotypical people will occasionally stim, you know, like when neurotypical people are fidgeting, they are technically stimming, but it's not in the same way that I do. They're not getting the same result from it. They don't need it as often as I do. I feel like my videos are often perceived as like the game of like, oh, who has it worse, who has it this, who has it that, when the reality is that I just think my experience is different to that of neurotypical people because I have a different neurotype. It's not that it's better or worse or it's this or it's that. It's different. I'm experiencing a different path of things due to the person that I am. And one thing that I'm definitely not saying in any video is that if someone isn't autistic, if someone isn't neurodivergent, for the neurotypicals and the Aulistics out there, they have it so easy. And that's another one that it feels like the comments think I'm implying, and they're like, no, they don't have it easier than you, we're all struggling. And like, I know, I am absolutely under no pretense that like anybody but the billionaires of the world are having a great time right now. Everybody struggles. It's not that I think the neurotypical people are somehow immune to that and they have this like easy, perfect life where they're just trotting along and everything falls into place. I'm aware that everyone still has struggles and everyone still has things they find difficult. I just think that it's very different again for me, you know, like as much as I am like currently and have for a little bit now been like quite isolated on my own, I have in the past had neurotypical friends. I did like them as people and we did get on, but it was another one of those things where they'd be telling me their struggles and their issues and they were completely different to mine, you know, and they were still valid. They were still struggles and issues, but they were things where like I have to face like 97 different things that I've been unable to do, that I've been putting off, that I didn't know that I was supposed to be doing in the first place to get to the point where they're having those struggles, you know, like it's a whole different life that they're living to me and I can't even imagine it. And I think that's part of it as well, like as much as I tell you I was gonna say you people then, as much as I tell you guys a lot of like things about me and how I live my life and I share little vlogs and everything, you still don't know how it is to live my life, you know, like I'm not someone that films my meltdowns. I'm not someone that shows the anxiety and panic attacks that I have. If I'm doing a vlog, I'm not showing you the 25 minutes that I've stood in my front room pacing around the house getting really anxious about leaving the house, because like it's just it's not fun to watch. It's not really how I want to be seen online, but it doesn't take away from the fact that is how I'm existing and living, and to my knowledge that's not how most neurotypicals are living. And as much as I've pushed, like I don't want to like say that it's harder, I kind of do think it's harder. I do think that's why it's a diagnosed disability that we have to have laws against like discrimination of, you know, like if we're being really fucking honest, I do think it's harder. I do think that's why I struggle more. And I do think that a massive part of that as well is that even if neurotypical people or like autistic people are facing similar struggles to the ones that I face, they are most usually facing it with a support system. You know, they most likely have a group of friends, a best friend, a partner, their family. I have people I talk to on Discord and they help me out a lot, but it's obviously not the ideal support system that people aim for. And it's one of those where like when I'm having an in-person struggle and I need help, I need to help myself. There's no one else there. I just have to struggle and deal with it. And a lot of things would be a lot easier if I had people to help me with them, in the way that a lot of neurotypical people do have a support system to do that. You know, as someone with a social disability, I struggle to form those relationships. I really struggle to get to know people. I really struggle to maintain friendships and relationships. I don't have a support system beyond friends on Discord right now, and that makes it difficult. It's hard. I'm not going to downplay and pretend that it isn't. And again, most people do have that, you know, like I'm aware that like I'm in sort of a lovely, unique little situation, because obviously a lot of you guys that comment are also autistic people who do have family and do have friends and have support systems around you, and I'm very glad for that. And I'm very glad when neurotypical people have that. You know, I do think it's something people deserve to have, and it's one of those where when I get jealous, I'm not jealous in the way of like, well, I don't think you should have that. I'm jealous in the way of like, oh, I want that. You know, I'm just kind of sad that I don't have it. I'm glad that you do. But outside of the argument if it is harder or not, I think it's just very much a fact that my brain is differently equipped for how it handles the world. compared to neurotypicals and autistic people. And telling me, or me trying to pretend that that's not the case, I don't think would help me. You know, like I did spend the first 21, 22 years of my life not knowing I was autistic and thinking that everybody felt the way that I do and everybody had the struggles that I do and everyone else just keeps up with it a hell of a lot better and keeps going and they can just do it and I can't because I'm fucking useless. That really didn't help me, you know? Being able to understand that sometimes I can't do the things that everyone else can do because I am a disabled person, that does help me. And obviously it's still important to push yourself and try to do the things that you can and to go out of your comfort zone and stuff. But also it means that I'm not being consistently re-traumatized and having to like spend 2 years alone in my flat that's just a complete mess, you know? Like I didn't have a single like nice or good thing happen to me while I was trying to just pretend that we're all the same and everybody has the same difficulties and I'm just not as good at it as everyone else. That doesn't help. Like I feel like it's just logical and factual for me to say that a lot of the struggles that I have are due to me being autistic. And if someone isn't autistic, I don't think they are facing the same types of struggles and difficulties most of the time. It's not a guarantee, it's not every single time. Everybody is different, every situation is different, and it's hugely complex and nuanced. But to like make a sweeping generalisation, I just very much don't think that neurotypical people are experiencing the same things as autistic people. And just to sort of reiterate on what I said at the start, I understand it's said with the best of intention. I totally understand that trying to make me feel better. I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm not upset. I am like vaguely triggered obviously to be like making a video about it, but it's not, I don't feel a negative way about anyone that has commented that. It's not a call out video, you know. I completely grasp that it is said with the best of intentions to try and help me feel better. It doesn't. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's helpful. And I just wanted to make a little video and put my opinion out there, you know? As always, I'd love to hear other people's opinions. I did completely lose my train of thought a handful of times in this video and have to just sort of try to pull myself back. So I hope it has been like coherent and made sense and hasn't just been a complete rambly mess of me laughing and giggling, essentially. I don't know. I never know. I'll find out in a minute when I go to edit. As always, if you would like to follow me elsewhere, you can also find me over on Blue Sky, Instagram or TikTok. If you wanted to help me financially, since I am gay and it is Pride Month, in fairness, I also have Ko-fi or Patreon, and you also, of course, get access to the Discord if you join me over on Patreon. Do what you want, it's up to you, everything's fine. Sorry, Otis is washing his armpit and I keep... It's not where we're trying to keep him covered, so it's fine. I don't know if this is a thing now. Do I just show you Otis at the end of every video? He looks so stupid. He looks so pathetic. Look at his little vest. This silly little man. The silliest, cutest little man in the world. Oh, how I love you, my baby boy. Oh, I'm really scared he's too hot. We're just gonna have to try and survive. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year, and we will see you again in a couple of days.